So in order to do a wood fire with either the Ti-Tri or the Sidewinder, first thing you want to do is take the provided titanium stakes and place them through the top holes. Sidewinder, there'll be a set of bottom holes. The Ti-Tri, there's only one set of holes. Put your 2 titanium stakes across the top holes parallel to the opening where the handle cutout normally goes. Next, you'll want to build a teepee fire. I guess really next is you probably want to go out and gather a lot of different size wood, a lot of little stuff, being able to build up to somewhat bigger and bigger things. After doing that, put down your floor. In this case, we're just going to show how to do the Ti-Tri. So we're using the 2-piece floor here. And I'm just using a wad of paper to get the thing started. And starting with small sticks, build up a fire, a little teepee over the starter like that. So after you build your little teepee fire, I use a little extended lighter to light off the fire. Let it get going. Put on some bigger sticks. Then you can drop this on after you get your fire cooking away. When you put your pot on, put it away from the opening. I'm sorry, put the handles away from the opening, like that. And that's how you start a fire with a Ti-Tri, 2-piece floor, no Inferno. Now let's take a look and see how we do this with an Inferno. So what you saw is the wood burning mode with the Ti-Tri, kind of standard. That's a good fallback emergency approach. But most people, if they really are going to rely on wood for wood burning with the Ti-Tri or the Sidewinder, go for the Inferno. The Inferno optionally comes with this titanium floor, good for leave no trace efforts and whatnot. Then primarily this upside down titanium cone. Like most Caldera and Ti-Tri systems, it has the angle cut on one side that indicates which way goes in. In other words, the smaller dovetail goes into the larger one. You'll notice that because the cone necks down to a smaller diameter, it fits perfectly on this floor. Next thing you want to do is grab the grate stand screen. There's little hooks on the end of that can hook in there and hold that into a circle. You drop that into the bottom of the Inferno. And then on top of that, you put this grate. What that does is you now have airflow being able to get underneath the fire, go through the grate stand and up through the grate. So you get this total chimney burning effect with the air coming in and blowing out through the center of the fire. In addition, once you put your main cone on top, there will be air that will come through these vents and up in between the Inferno and the Ti-Tri or Sidewinder cone. When the air comes up through here, it will then inject itself through these holes, creating a secondary afterburn. So not only do you get better airflow up through the center grate, but you also get fresh air blasting in over on top of the fire so that any of the unburned gases ignite again. So you get this wildly efficient burn coming off of this thing. That's the way you set up the Inferno. So what I'm going to do is build a little teepee fire in here like you saw with the normal Ti-Tri. We'll fire that off and see how it goes. Okay, after you generally get kind of a little TP fire going there, smaller things on the bottom, building out to little bigger things, let's light her off. You want to make sure you have plenty of wood available to feed it once it starts going. Again, keep working with smaller pieces. Let the smaller pieces catch and then slowly build in with slightly larger and larger pieces. I didn't mention it before, I like using my hiking gloves. They're great for keeping calluses off your hands from your hiking poles, but also for working with fire and hot pots and hot cones and things of that nature. The Inferno makes a wonderful fire starter. Again, the airflow just makes this thing want to burn. Without the Inferno, your fire's sitting on the ground, it doesn't get the same airflow, it doesn't want to burn. This was done without any accelerant, without anything, just a small little piece of paper in the middle, fired right up, making this killer fire. As your fire starts to get established, and you're sure it's not going to go out on you, which I've got a pretty good bed of coals going down here. Next thing you want to do is take your Ti-Tri or Sidewinder with your stakes in position in the top and drop it over the top. With your stakes like that, it allows you to put your pot on top like that. This hole over here is perfect for feeding additional wood in. Again, you want your handles away from the wood feed hole because there is a tendency for flames to come up out of the wood feed hole. And if your handles are over that, you're having to reach through flames to grab your pot. And that's how you cook with wood in a Ti-Tri or Sidewinder Inferno. Makes a nice campfire too.